Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. So today we're going to discuss about one-to-one function, on-to function and one-one on-to function. So injection, injective, surjective, bijective. So one-to-one function is also called as injective function. Now we'll see what a function is, right? So what is one-to-one function? A function f from set A to set B. A function S from set A to set B is one-to-one if no two elements in A are mapped to same element in B. So what is one-to-one function or injection? No two elements in A, okay, are mapped to the same element in B. Okay, so let's take an example. So this is A, this is B, okay, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so no two elements in A are mapped to same element in B. So let us assume that 1 is mapped with B and 2 is mapped with A and 3 is mapped with C. Now let us see whether is this a one-to-one function. So what is our definition of a function? F from set A to set B is one-to-one if no two elements in A are mapped to same element in B. So if you see here, 1 is mapped with B, 2 is mapped with A, 3 is mapped with C, different elements. Okay, now let's take another example. One, 2, 3, A, B. Okay, so if I have 3 elements in A, that is 1, 2, 3, and I have 2 elements in B, that is A and B. Now let us assume that A is mapped with 1 is mapped with A and 2 is also mapped with A and 3 is mapped with B. Let us assume that. Now let us see whether so this is one-to-one. The first example is one-to-one. Now let us see whether the second example is one-to-one or not. No two elements in A are mapped to same element in B. Here two elements of A are mapped to the same element of B. So from this we can say that this is not one-to-one function. Okay, so no two elements from A should not mapped with the same element in B. Now let's take another example. A, B, here I have 1, 2, 3, A, B. So 1 is mapped with A, 2 is mapped with B. So 3 is not mapped with anyone, that's not an issue. This is also one-to-one. So the formula, how can we say that? So let us assume that this is X and this is Y. The formula is X less than or equal to Y. X less than or equal to Y. So here 2 less than or equal to 2. Here if you see this 2 less than or equal to 1. Okay, so which is false. So here 3 less than or equal to 3. So from this we can say that this is one-to-one function. So what are the different choices we get? So what are the different choices we get? Let us assume that here I have okay, so in order for A to map, A can be mapped with 1, A can be mapped with 2, A can be mapped with 3, A can be mapped with 4. So how many choices are there for A? 4 choices. Now A is completed. Now A is completed. So now how many chances are left for B? Okay, so A is mapped with 1. Now for B there are 3 choices. For C there are 2 choices. For A to map there are 4 choices. If A is mapped with one thing and remaining are 3, now here B can be mapped in 3 possible ways. 3. If B is mapped with one thing, remaining is 2. Now C can be mapped with two possible ways. So here we can say that how many possible ways we get? 4 into 3 into 2. 24 choices we have for A to get mapped with B. So this is called as YPX. The formula is YPX. Y and the choices can be Y minus 1, Y minus 2, Y minus 3, so on. So this is the choices of how it is mapped with X. Okay. So this is all about one-to-one function. So next we will see what is onto function. Now we will see what is onto function. Onto function is also called as surjection. A function from set A to set B is onto if each element of B, listen here, if each element of B, if we say if A tends to B, that is A onto B. So the destination is B here. Each element of B is mapped to at least one element of A. Okay, so that is what range is. So if we say if A tends to B, so we know that the range is the number of elements present in B. So what is range? The number of elements present in B. If B contains 4 elements, then the range is 4. Okay, so if we say if A tends to B, A is domain and B is codomain. So range of F equal to B. And the important point is no element in B should left alone. No element in B should be left alone. So each element of B is mapped to at least one element of A. And remember one thing, no element in B should be left alone. For example, if I have A, B. So if A is mapped with B, this one is mapped to this one, this one is mapped to this one. So no element in B is left alone, and if each element of B is mapped to at least one element of A. Okay, so this is onto function. Now let's see another example. A, B. So in A I have 3 elements, in B I have only 2 elements. Now, okay, so what is the condition? No element in B should be left alone. So in this way, this is also onto. Okay, so the formula is for A greater than or equal to B. If you see here, 2 greater than or equal to 1. Okay, 1 greater than or equal to 1. So if we add 3 greater than or equal to 2. So if we add 3 greater than or equal to 3. So the condition is A greater than or equal to B. So what is onto function? A function from set A to set B is onto if each element of B is mapped to at least one element of A. So this is called onto function. And what is the next one? Next one is one onto, that is bijective function. One and onto. So this is called bijective. So when we call it as bijective function, if it is both 1 to 1 and onto, then we can say that this is 1 to 1 function, this is bijective function. So it is called 1 and onto, bijective. So we know that A less than or equal to B for 1 to 1, A greater than or equal to B for onto. So if we combine these, from this we can say that A is equal to B, that is bijective function, 1 and onto. Okay, so you can combine the examples which we discussed in both 1 and onto, and finally we get A equal to B. AB, this is mapped with this one, this is mapped with this one, this is mapped with this one. So 3 equal to 3, or else A, B, this is mapped with this one, this is mapped with this one, this is mapped with this one. Anyway, either way. So this is called 1 and onto function, which is also called as bijective function. So these are the three important functions. The first one is one-to-one function, second one is on-to function, and the third one is bijective function, which is a combination of both one-one and on-to. Okay, so the students and the next class will discuss about composition of functions like g of f of x, f of g of x, and we'll also discuss about inverse of a function. So inverse of a function and composition of a function we'll discuss in the next class. The students who are watching my channel for the first time, I request you to please subscribe my channel and please share my videos to your friends and well-wishers, and please support our channel in all possible ways. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.